Okay, I'm Grant Schmidt, Shot Tec. This is another customer request video. Pardon the appearance of the room because we're reorganizing everything and adding a gunsmithing space, but how to load and make ready, unload, show clear on your Sig Sauer 365 XL Rose with manual safety. So first we're going to start with an empty magazine. So no cartridge. What does a cartridge look like? It has 4 components. And I'm just going to show with a bigger one, which would be around here somewhere. So I don't have a, there we go. So bigger cartridge, 4 components, bullet, case, primer, inside gunpowder. So if all 4 components are together, we have a cartridge, magazine, box, base plate, follower. At the rear of the box is our feed lips. At the front of our follower is our follower shelf, which will become more important later. We have our loader from Sig Sauer. I apply this part of the loader to the rear of the base plate by the feed lips. Normally I would put the base plate on the table, but for now I'm just going to do this. I then take the rim of my case, get it underneath the feed lips, and then I'll lift up on my loader, and then I will apply the cartridge to the rear. Okay, so now I have a loaded magazine. I will then pick up my 365 XL in the safe manner that I showed you in training, and then we can check to see the condition of the gun. So there's nothing in the chamber, there's nothing in the magazine well, it is unloaded. I will then insert my loaded magazine. Obviously how I would hold the gun would be with a proper grip, but for demonstration purposes I'm going to show you like this. We insert the magazine, we give it a slap, we give it a tug, okay, we pull on it, we know it's fully inserted, and then from there I'm going to punch with my dominant hand, pull with my support hand, bring it all the way to the rear, and then release, okay, and then we can see, we can do a press check that there is now a cartridge in the chamber. If ammunition is in either the magazine or the chamber, the gun is loaded, even if there's not a round in the chamber. The gun will only fire if there's an actual round in the chamber. That's safety on, that's safety off. How do you remember that? Because with a proper grip, you will deactivate the safety to the safety off, and it will now be ready to fire. When I want to unload the gun, there are 2 ways of doing that. I'm going to put the safety back on. I'm then going to take an empty magazine. I'm going to insert it into the magazine well. I'm going to give it that slap. I'm going to give it that tug. I am then going to rack the slide to the rear. I don't have to worry about our slide lock slide release because I'm using the empty magazine method. I will then punch pull to bring the slide to the rear, and my magazine follower shelf has imparted upward pressure onto my slide lock slide release for me, so I don't have to worry about doing that manually with my hands as a fine motor skill. So that's the easy way to get to the unload and show clear. I'm now going to show you how to do it the quote-unquote normal way without an empty magazine. So if I take my good shooting hand grip and then I augment it to take the back of my palm, the back of the knuckles, and apply it to the back strap here, I will now have the leverage that I need to apply upward pressure to my slide lock slide release. I will then turn my body so my back is facing towards you, so that way I'm still maintaining my firearm in a safe direction, and then I will punch with my right, pull with my left, and apply that upward pressure to the slide lock slide release to get the slide to lock to the rear. And if you have any trouble with that whatsoever, you can of course come back to the empty magazine method, insert and tap, tug, punch, pull, and voila, we can get the gun to the slide lock. And then lastly, this component of your box is a chamber flag. So you can then take your chamber flag, insert it into your chamber, pull back on your slide, guide it forward, and voila, you now have an empty magazine well, a chamber flag in the gun, and anyone can readily tell that this gun is unloaded and my safety is on. So that is the very introductory basics in the loading and unloading of your Sig 365 XL roads.